Hello there, my name is Tyson Smith, and today I'm going to talk to you about site mapping within Nexus Engine Control System. First off, we are using a desktop computer. Would recommend using either a desktop or tablets larger than 10 inches to do mapping. I will be going through the mapping module here today to quickly kind of explain to you how to utilize this tool. So we're going to start off by putting in our credentials. This is a fake account, so it won't do any good if you did try to get into this, but we will just use this here to kind of quickly show you how to use it to your advantage. Once we're in here, you'll notice a list of options. What we're focusing on right now is sites. So you go in here, you'll see my list of active sites, how many fields I have, addresses, etc. As this demonstration is going to show, we're going to just go in and create a site. I do have some place picked out already, and that is JPJ Farms. And so we're going to enter in our address here, and Google is going to try to find something that matches it. That way we know it's going to be picked up on Google Map. Once I have that in here, I clicked on address, and there you go. You see it pop up here with something already kind of pre-picked out. Clicking on that kind of formats it a little bit. We're going to go in here and kind of finish the site details. The guy's name, we'll just say his name is Bob. Let's do 563 867 5309. His email is bogus.bob@gmail.com, and he's a cool dude. And we'll go ahead and create it. Now with it, you'll see a little success sign telling you that you have done so. Go ahead and close that, and there it is right at the top of the list here. If you don't want to see it at the top, you can simply click and hold, and then drag it and move it wherever you need to. But right now we're going to go in and kind of edit that map, and right here with this GPS symbol here is what we need to click on, and that'll bring us into our high-level map. You'll see here that we can go to the far left and kind of turn terrain on and kind of see the elevations, and there are darker grays in there, kind of show that elevation change. I can turn that off. We can go in and we can set labels, kind of give us a little better idea of where things are. But for this case, we're going to go right into Edit Map in our tools. So I'll zoom in on this hog building here. First thing I'm going to do is going to draw a pit. So I click on pit. Now I go over to the place I want to define the pit, and I make my first click. By making my first click, we'll bring a line. And then my next click will start the second line, and at that point you kind of get the hint that it's gonna let you do what you want to do until you get close here to that start point, and you see my clicker change into kind of a hand, and then what that represents is it's wanting to make a connection between those two lines. So I'll simply left click, complete that, and that is now my designated pit. We'll move on down right away to the field. We'll say, hey, my field's right here. Again, I clicked the field, I drug it over to my first point, made a click, started the line, second click, will continue. And then I can make as many clicks as I want to kind of, add those contours in. And you can do it after the fact too. Once I have it drawn all the way out, I can add more points later on and kind of edit contours a little better. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to kind of do it as fast as I can, and got it here. I got the hand symbol again. I wanted to make a full box, so I'll go ahead and click it. And now you'll see here I got field 1 defined. Now simply clicking field 1 will give me an option here to calculate. Now if I wait 5 seconds, it'll auto-calculate it anyway. And it tells me here that I got almost 75 acres set. And here at the top, kind of gives me an option to put some notes in for that field. But in this case, we're just going to leave it be and go on to the next feature here, which will be obstacle. Now let's just say we want to stay away from this building. So what this is going to do is kind of highlight in red and say, hey, this building we don't want to be around. So avoid that. Now my pump placement, simply click pump, drag my icon over here, and let's just say we're going to put our pump right next to the building. And there you go. You'll see an icon drop right there next to the building. It says there's my pump. Now if I want to relocate that, I'll simply just click on the pump, kind of drag it around, and then once you unclick, it'll blow up into a larger icon with a circle, a yellow circle around it, kind of letting you know that you have it clicked still. And at that point, it'll let you add notes at the top for that pump. So if there's anything specific that you want to call out, then there's your chance. The next thing here, we're going to run over to the hose real quick. Kind of start here at that building or that pump. Kind of start my hose. Again, I clicked once, drug it over, made one initial click. That starts my line. And I'm going to run my hose. Let's just say I'm going to run it out over here real quick. And then along the length of this field. Now, as I go all the way down to the end of that end point, I say that's good enough. I got to go back over to my hose, select it again, and it'll unselect my hose feature, and that has completed my first section of hose. You'll notice a little dialog box next to it that kind of calls out, it says 8. That just measures the hose diameter, and that will change the thickness of the hose as you change that value to kind of differentiate hoses if there's multiple in a job. Another option here is the culvert. Now simply going around and calling any culverts out. Let's say I may have to run a pump or a hose over here to this next field at some point. I'm going to call that culvert out. If they have any riser pipes in this field, they got a pipe over here, runs over here, and maybe have a field, I'm going to say, hey, there's a riser pipe, and we're going to draw that pipeline. Again, I selected pipeline. It's got a diameter of 12 inches. So let's just say there's a little pipeline in between this building and this riser pipe. I'll draw that line. I'll go over here back to pipeline, unselect it, and there you be. One cool feature about this is that not only does it calculate field acreage, but it will give you the length of the hose. So again, I'll wait here 5 seconds. It'll tell me the elevation loss from point A to point B is 29 feet. So there will be a loss in elevation from this point where the pump is all the way down to the end of the field. Now that total length is 2,466 feet long. So however that's measured in sections of hoses, that's what it'll be. And then the last feature here is the drag hose. So now you want to lay out your set. Let's say you're going to start here and you're going to lay it out across the field. There you go. Unselect it. And you got your calculate, and you say, hey, now my elevation from here to here is only 17 foot from the start of the point to the end point. That's a 17-foot increase in my section of drag hose will be needed. Will be close to 2,700 feet. So that is kind of the quick rundown with the tools here in the mapping feature. You do have undo and redo buttons to go along with that. Clicking on these features gives you some calculations, some links, some elevation gains, gives you an option to put notes in here, easily able to delete items here, edit info, zoom in and out as you need to kind of help you define your job and how to best lay out these jobs. So once you're done, we'll go up here to the top left, let's click Save, Save Map, and it has successfully saved. And then we will proceed to back out of our map. And you'll notice here, back in our active lists, that I have one active field. As you name these fields, they will become counted in this section here to let you know how many jobs and how many active fields you have. Now with that, that's kind of today's demonstration. So thank you for listening.